The Las Vegas Raiders are quietly building an absolute powerhouse on offense, and they just secured a massive missing piece to Klint Kubiak's puzzle. With shocking salary cap gymnastics by John Spytek and over $50 million in dead money, the front office is playing a high-stakes game of chess. We finally have the complete breakdown of these wild new contracts, including a fullback who might just bring the unstoppable Tush Push to Vegas. Before we break down these massive roster moves, smash that like button, share this video with Raider Nation, and subscribe so you never miss a major update. Are we actually about to see the most physical, smash-mouth Raiders offense in over a decade? I am absolutely losing my mind looking at the moves this team is making right now. The front office is restructuring the DNA of this team, starting with the physical battle in the trenches. We officially signed 2 critical pieces on the offensive side of the ball, and one of these guys is going to be on the field constantly. We also have the full, updated breakdown of the salary cap, and man, there is a lot to unpack. First things first, Max Crosby is staying. According to his own words, he is not being traded, and his massive contract is officially locked on the books. This forced the front office to scramble and figure out how to navigate the future with limited cap space. Let's dive right into the newest offensive weapon. We actually went out and signed a fullback. If you rewind the tape back to the NFL Combine, our head coach specifically told the media that we desperately needed a true fullback for this new system. The ink is dry. Connor Heyward has officially agreed to terms on a 2-year, $5.5 million maximum deal, with $2 million fully guaranteed. The Pittsburgh Steelers fought hard to bring him back, but Klint Kubiak aggressively targeted him for the physical offense being built in Las Vegas. Connor Heyward is a fascinating player. He is essentially a tight end who successfully converted into a hard-nosed fullback. He has the versatility to play both positions seamlessly, and he brings immediate gritty value to our special teams unit. But what excites me is his pass-catching background. Because he learned the game as a tight end, we now have a legitimate threat who can leak out of the backfield. It instantly brings back memories of the great Marcel Reese. Reese was an absolute nightmare for linebackers because he was a converted wide receiver playing fullback. Heyward brings that same unpredictable flavor. Even though he measures in at just 5'10.5", he is an elite lead blocker who loves contact. A lot of fans have been asking how a fullback fits with our star running back, Ashton Jeanty. In college, Jeanty did his most explosive damage running out of 11 and 12 personnel without a lead blocker. But here is the beauty of Klint Kubiak's system. We are going to run complex split-zone concepts where the fullback acts as the ultimate equalizer, delivering crushing wham blocks on the backside defensive end. On outside zone runs, you will see Heyward go into full-speed motion right before the snap to clear out the edge. It is the exact same philosophy Kyle Shanahan uses. This means we are going to be an incredibly heavy 12 and 13 personnel team, constantly operating with multiple tight ends. Picture a formation with Michael Mayer, Brock Bowers, Ashton Jeanty, and Connor Heyward all grouped together. And speaking of unstoppable power, did you know Connor Heyward was the primary guy running the Tush Push for the Steelers last season? When Kubiak was with Seattle, his tight end A.J. Barner ran the Tush Push nearly 15 times. Whether it is Heyward, Brock Bowers, or Michael Mayer taking the snap, I guarantee you the Raiders are going to aggressively utilize the Tush Push on short yardage. We also brought in another offensive piece, officially signing Dareke Young. He is an unrestricted free agent wide receiver who spent crucial time with the Seattle Seahawks. While he might not be a flashy superstar, his value is completely behind the scenes. He already speaks Klint Kubiak's offensive language. He knows the complex route concepts and audibles. We missed out on Rashid Shaheed, but bringing in a smart, system-ready veteran like Dareke Young is a fantastic consolation prize. Now, we have to talk about the money, because my jaw is literally on the floor looking at these numbers. We currently have $44 million in available cap space. That does not include Quay Walker, who will likely eat up somewhere between $5 to $10 million once his deal is officially finalized. Even with Walker's hit, we are sitting comfortably in the top 12 of the NFL for cap space. But here is the absolutely insane part that has me both frustrated and weirdly optimistic. We have $52 million in dead cap space sitting on our books. Christian Wilkins alone accounts for a $29 million cap hit. Geno Smith is eating up $16 million. Jakobi Meyers is costing us $4.3 million. It is a massive financial burden. But the glorious silver lining is that almost all of these bad contracts vanish completely off the books next season. We are going to have an extra $50 million in pure spending power dropping out of the sky next year. Here is my question of the day for you guys, and I need you to sound off in the comments below. Is John Spytek an absolute genius for structuring these short-term deals with easy outs? Or is he playing a dangerous game by stacking up all this dead cap? Let's get deep into John Spytek's wizardry, because looking at how he structured these new deals is mind-blowing. Tyler Linderbaum's contract completely shocked me. Spytek managed to artificially lower his cap hit for this current season to just $16.6 million. But next year, his cap hit balloons to an absolutely terrifying $36.6 million. $36.6 million for a center in a single year. However, they fully guaranteed Linderbaum $60 million, which means by the time we hit the final year of the deal in 2028, the dead cap drops to only $6.6 million. If his play falls off a cliff, we can cut him and walk away with barely a scratch. Kwity Paye is locked into the exact same brilliant structure. His cap hit is $9.4 million this year, and then spikes to nearly $20 million annually for the next 2 years. That is a massive bag of cash, but if he turns into a bust, we can release him and only eat $3.4 million in dead cap. Spytek is keeping the financial books completely fluid. By signing these guys to flexible 2-year windows, he guarantees that in 2 or 3 years, when we finally draft our true franchise quarterback, we will have 0 long-term financial anchors holding us down. Then we have Taron Johnson. There is absolutely 0 dead cap attached to his deal. We are staring at an $18 million cap hit this season, but if he somehow forgets how to play football in training camp, we can cut him today and save every single penny. I highly doubt that happens, because Taron Johnson is widely considered one of the premier slot cornerbacks in the entire NFL. But it is always smart to have a financial eject button, especially with hungry, high-upside young defensive backs like Greedy Vance fighting for playing time. But then we arrive at Jalen Nailor, and I have to be completely honest with Raider Nation right now. This contract is a total head-scratcher. Are the Raiders truly that wildly confident that Jalen Nailor is going to be a superstar? We essentially allowed Jakobi Meyers to walk so we could afford Nailor. I understand they play totally different styles. Nailor brings blazing speed to stretch the field, while Meyers was the reliable chain mover underneath. But we are talking about a $14 million cap hit for Nailor next season. Is he truly a $14 million receiver? Thankfully, it is another classic 2-year Spytek structure. If Nailor totally drops the ball, we can cut the cord and suffer only a $2 million dead cap penalty. Nakobe Dean got the exact same treatment. $7.9 million this year, $13 million next year, and $13 million the year after. And just like the rest, we have a total out if he underperforms. John Spytek is putting on an absolute masterclass in risk management, replicating exactly what he did last offseason. You do not commit guaranteed, untradeable money to rotational players. If they ball out, they secure the bag. If they flop, they are gone in 24 months. It is completely different from the old Reggie McKenzie days when we used to strictly front-load every single contract to make the back end cheaper. Finally, let's talk about a goodbye that honestly brings up some mixed emotions. Dylan Parham is officially gone. The front office actively chose not to re-sign him, and he is packing his bags to join the New York Jets. Parham came out of Memphis with so much raw upside. He played right tackle in college, bumped inside to center at the Senior Bowl, and we all thought we drafted a versatile anchor for the interior line. But the harsh reality is that the elite potential just never fully materialized. Now, do not get me wrong, Parham is not a bad football player by any stretch of the imagination. He is significantly better than a guy like Alex Kappa, and he is light years ahead of Jordan Meredith. But it just never completely clicked to the point of dominance in Vegas. I genuinely believe he will keep developing and improving his craft in New York. Moving on was the absolute right call because Parham was not guaranteed a starting job for us this upcoming season anyway. Letting him walk allows the front office to aggressively pursue players specifically hand-picked for this new culture. The Jets are getting a really solid football player, and if they finally unlock his true ceiling, they have a great piece. I wish him nothing but the best. Let me know exactly what you guys think about every single one of these massive moves down in the comments section. The roster is shifting, the money is moving, and the season is approaching fast. Have an absolutely incredible weekend, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next breakdown.